Don't do it, Cartman. I'm warning you.
No, bitch, if there ever was a bitch, she's... Oh, welcome back to the Retro Review. I am the Bearded Geek, Kevin. Joining me as always is Mikey the Freak.
What's up?
And Steve.
The
dude. Today we're going to be reviewing the movie South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. But before we get into that movie, let's check out that trailer, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Here we go. Bringing it up now, and boom.
Boom.
Commentary.
In a world fraught with corruption.
Eric, did you just say the F word?
Did he say the S word?
Young man, did you just say the Q word?
4 young boys united by fate.
The machinery of the V-chip emits a small shock whenever an obscenity is uttered.
This isn't fair, you sons of...
Torn apart by destiny.
Vive la resistance!
Somewhere
Imagine they actually
between
did that
love
shit
and
nowadays.
honor. Between courage and not courage. Between Kansas and Utah. There lies South Park.
That was one of my favorite parts, actually.
Sick! Is it Cartman's mom? Oh, very funny. It is Cartman's mom.
Stan Marsh.
But this is going to be the best movie ever. It's a foreign film from Canada.
Saddam Hussein.
Is sex the only thing that matters to you?
I love you.
Kenny McCormick. Big Gay Al.
Thanks for asking.
Eric Cartman.
That was a good movie.
I saw the
Good
Terrence
song.
and Phillip movie. Who wants to touch me? I said, who wants to touch me?
This summer, all hell breaks loose.
That movie has warped my fragile little mind.
It's so funny because they never tell you it's a musical, but in so many ways watching the trailer, they tell you it's a musical.
Yeah. You see the kids
kind of.
dancing and on the chairs, and you're like, and then you have Big Gay Al. I'm super, thanks for asking. You're like, is that going to be a song?
Mhm.
Yeah, you kind of can see that a little bit.
Yeah.
But
So, Steve.
Yes, I'm
It's still
super.
very
No, nothing
vague.
hurts me.
Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit more about this movie, please?
Oh man, made in 1999, this Oscar-nominated movie for Best Original Song with a
What?
running time,
An Oscar? Are you
with a
kidding
running
me?
time of 1 hour and 21 minutes. Actually, fun fact: one of the last songs that was able to be downloaded off of Napster was Robin Williams performing "Blame Canada" from the Oscars. The movie is when Stan Marsh and his friends go to see an R-rated movie. They start cursing, and their parents think that Canada is to blame. And that is pretty much what this movie is all about.
Well, what was your
All
first
out
impression
World
of it
War
when you
III.
first saw it? Yeah.
Oh man, when I first saw this movie, 1999, I would have been 16 years old. I thought this movie was absolutely hysterical. The fact that it was a musical caught me off guard right at the beginning. The fact that this movie, it's not a surprise with what the creators of South Park did with this as a musical, because they made years before a musical called Cannibal the Musical, which is amazing. It has such great lyrics as "The sky is blue and all the grass is green. My heart's as warm as a baked potato. I think I know exactly what I mean when I say it's
caught for copyright now.
no. When I say it's a Spladoinkle day, it's just got wonderful lyrics like that. And so this movie is great with what it does. The movies that it parodies, the musicals that it parodies, with everything that it has. And it's 30 seconds for copyright. That was not 30 seconds. Mikey the Freak, what did you think about this movie?
Yeah, I watched this in '99 also in the theaters. Of course, I was 19 at the time, but it very well caught me off guard as a musical. We laughed hysterically throughout the entire movie at all the sexual innuendos and the just how far that they pushed the envelope that they could in this movie.
Stan
Mike,
having to find the clitoris.
where's the clitoris?
Yes, I haven't found it yet.
Just be yourself, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be yourself. Yeah.
It was very just funny, peculiar. It came out the same time as episode 1, The Phantom Menace. So big in 1999, big movies that came out just before the millennia, and I think this was probably
came out in 1989.
no, but big movies that were dramatic and funny and pushing all the envelopes. This really did it at the turn of the millennia. So yeah. Very interesting to watch it in theaters and be kind of shock and awe, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Bearded Geek, what about yourself, bud?
So you're right. This was a pretty big movie. It was long. I don't think that they cut it either. So it was that's why it's.
You could
bigger
say it was long as an
than
hour and
Uncut.
21 minutes.
No, I enjoyed this movie. This movie, I laughed my ass off throughout the whole thing. It is definitely immature. It is
Oh yeah.
definitely a frat house humor, and I'm here for it. I loved every bit of this movie, even Saddam Hussein effing Satan in the ass. It was great. It was great. I loved it. That was my first impressions. Let's go into
Is that all you
ratings.
care about is sex? I love you.
I love you. I love you.
I love the voice for Saddam Hussein too.
Come on, guy. I'll change.
Yeah.
I love you.
Let's get into ratings. The dude, what would you rate this movie, my man?
Oh man, I love this movie. This movie is a blast. This is an easy 8 out of 10 for me. In actuality, I could go into so much about this film. For me, just touching back on the film because I still want to talk about it.
Mhm.
The way that it parodies, specifically for me, Les Mis in La Resistance, is absolutely spectacular.
Resistance.
La Resistance. I was told there'd be punch and pie, which is something that my friends and I quote to this day. I was told there'd be punch and pie, and then one of us will walk out of the room. No, 8 out of 10. I love this movie. It's a blast. Mikey the Freak.
Oh, I'm on the verge of a 7. It was funny. I give it that. It can be kind of distasteful humor and kind of crude and kind of make you what's the word I'm looking for?
Cringe.
Isn't that
cringe.
Uncomfortable.
Isn't
It
that
kind
the
of make you
whole point of South Park?
yeah, but no,
Yes.
that's what I mean. You can't really recommend this to a lot of people, other than if they're South Park fans. They'll probably already watched it, but it's very distasteful, humor, crude. But me as a younger adult was hilarious. Now it's kind of like it's kind of stupid, but again. I'm all for the funniness. I'm all for it, but it's
You're like kind of stupid.
yeah, it's kind of stupid. But I'm giving it a 7 because it was hilarious back in the day.
Oh.
Now it's just to me, I think it's just more of a crude humor, and you can't really recommend it, and it makes you feel uncomfortable.
You can't recommend it. I recommend this
can't
movie to
recommend
everyone.
I don't recommend it to everybody. No,
Oh
I don't
my
recommend it to everybody. But that's just my opinion. So it's a 7. Bearded Geek, what did you think? What's
I'm
your
with
rating?
Steve. I'm with Steve. It's an 8. I would recommend this because, and yes, it does make you uncomfortable. It can make you uncomfortable, even with
That was the
Cartman in
purpose.
Cartman in blackface. That's the whole point of South Park.
No, I
It's,
agree.
I didn't cringe. I laughed my ass off. I haven't seen something this crude in a long time, and I loved it. It was one of those things that can it be made now? South Park's still being made, I guess. But
Yeah, they could 100%
yeah. So
still
yeah,
do that. In fact, I think that they should do another musical now, and they could do a whole new take on everything that's happening in the world. And instead of Saddam Hussein, they'll make it like Marguerite Taylor Greene. It'll
Bin
be great.
Laden. It'd be Bin Laden. It'd be Bin Laden. Yeah.
Or Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah. So yeah, I would recommend it. I loved it. I laughed my ass off. It does have some. I don't even know if you could say slow parts. Sometimes it's the animation style will lose my interest a little bit, but just hearing what they're saying brings me right back into it. It's freaking hilarious. I love South Park.
But they even addressed that at the beginning of the movie where they're like, "Oh, I don't want to go see that movie from Canada. It's got horrible animation." And
exactly.
Then it's just a cardboard.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah,
Oscar nominated.
It's one of those movies that laughs at itself, and you either get it or you don't. You either get it or you don't. And if you're anything like me, you'd like it. All right. I do have some fun facts about this movie. In the Guinness Book of World Records in 2001, this film was said to have the most profanity used in any animated film. The book cited a total of 399 swear words, including 146 uses of the word fuck, along with 199 offensive gestures and 221 acts of violence.
Jesus.
Now
who's counting? Who's counting?
Who's counting?
Floppy donkey.
Yeah. Guinness Book of World Records. That's who's counting. In the credits, both Saddam Hussein, Matt Stone, and Satan, Trey Parker, are listed as playing themselves. When the children are in rehab, a poster in the back of Mr. Mackey's room reads, "Get high on pottery," which was a quote from a high school teacher of Matt Stone's. The original quote was, "Son, you need to know not to use pot as a natural high. Instead of getting high with pot, get high with pottery." So there's some fun facts. There's some fun facts about this. The Dude, what do we have for soundtrack?
Oh boy. Mountain Town, which is our opening number. Uncle Fucka. It's
Uncle
Easy
Fucka.
UK. Blame Canada. Kyle's mom's a bitch.
She's a big fat bitch.
What would Brian Boitano do? Up There. La Resistance. Eyes of a Child. I Can Change. I'm Super. Mountain Town Reprise. And then we just go into other songs that they have. Shut Your Face, Uncle Fucker. Rich to Rags, okay. Kyle's mom is a big fan. Super, I Swear It, I Can Change, and Oh Canada by Geddy Lee. They have Geddy Lee from Rush singing the theme for Canada. Oh, that is hilarious. That's the soundtrack. That is the soundtrack.
Mikey the Freak, what do we have for related reels?
Well, I mean, we've got Isaac Hayes as the chef. So, Isaac Hayes was in Flipper, Reindeer Games, and of course, Robin Hood Men in Tights. And then we did, basically did Trey Parker and Matt Stone, of course. You got Basketball, you've got Team America, World Police, you have Orgasmo. Just some weird ass fucking movies.
I don't want to sound gay or anything. Do you want to make out?
Come on,
but I think my biggest call to is a lot of the cameo voice work of Dave Foley, Eric Idle, George Clooney, Britt Spinner, and Minnie Driver were all in this movie. And that's pretty much that's pretty much it. I didn't have a lot for them other than that.
Son, do you feel all right? That's weird because your heart's a baked potato. You have 3 seconds to live. That's George Clooney. George Clooney is the doctor that saves Kenny. Yeah. And then puts we'll put a baked potato in the microwave. Oh, sorry, that's fine.
All right. Steve, where can people find you on your podcast, sir?
You could find me at the last podcast you want, where you could find Winona Ryder doing her famous ping pong ball trick.
Yeah.
See, guys, I didn't miss a single one. It's a ping pong ball, like what Mikey is pointing over there. Tip the veal, try the staff. Thank you all for coming. If you didn't, better luck next time. Yachts.
Make sure you check out Back to the Retro Review. That's the sister podcast of. Make sure you check out the Mod Squad, which is the sister podcast of Back to the Retro Review. Yeah, you know, I host a lot of shows. I host a lot of shows. On the Mod Squad, we have a gamer show, a movie show, a horror show, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway. If you like what you've seen here, leave a good old thumb in, leave a comment, hit that like, subscribe, all the YouTuber things. All right, guys, that does it for this episode of Back to the Retro Review. So for Mikey the Freak, the Dude, I am the Bearded Geek saying thank you for being a friend.
See ya.